Hello, everyone. Gosh, I never thought I would be doing this. I would be recording a Zoom class for my lovely Louis friends. So, hello. I'm sorry we couldn't coordinate morning, evenings, evenings, mornings, but it's just a bit tricky with the time difference. So, hello and welcome. So, what I wanted to go over first of all is what do we need for our practice? Something to do your yoga on, mat. If you don't have a mat, you can do a towel. Um, I'm sitting on a couple of cushions, and I've got blocks, but a lot of people won't have blocks. So if you don't have blocks, then you can just use baked bean tins or tomato tins, whatever you've got. So if you haven't got anything, or if you like a blanket for wearing something, keeping yourself warm at the end of a yoga practice, then my recommendation is grab yourself a um, blanket, some socks. So pause me, go grab everything you need. So if that's blanket, socks, baked bean tins, something to sit on, cushion, um, and then come back, and then we will start the practice. So now that you have got everything that you need, let's sit comfortably. So if sitting comfortably feels a bit intense, my recommendation is lift your hips up. So I want your hips higher than your knees. So I'm actually sitting on a couple of pillows. And that just allows you to create a little bit of space through the front of the hips area that gets quite tight and congested. Let's just roll the shoulders back and down. So if sitting cross-legged is just too intense, you can kneel. Okay. And then I welcome you to our practice today. I'd like you just to close your eyes down and just welcome yourself just for the next 40 minutes. Just allowing yourself this time. So as we begin to just settle into arriving, just take a moment just to feel like your sit bones are just connecting down towards your mat, towards the ground. And the crown of your head just gently lengthens all the way up towards the sky or the ceiling. So that nice broadness across the front of the chest. There's a relaxed shoulders, and there's a very subtle lift in the pelvic floor just to create some stability and support. Take a moment to observe how your body feels today. Any aches, pains, tightness, hot, coolness, just observing. Let's just scan from crown all the way down to the soles of the feet. Particularly any areas that do feel like they're holding tension, just take a moment just to breathe into it and invite your breath just to settle and soften and begin to open this area. Take a moment just to observe your energy. You feel like you've got lots of energy, if you're quite tired, and just acknowledge that so you can back off in your practice if you need to, or you can move a little stronger if you feel it's there today. Let's take a moment just to check in with the mind, whether the mind feels quite busy, if there's lots of chatter, or if it feels quite still and steady. And there's no right or wrong, but it's just an observation. And then finally, your breath. Just observing how your breath is, whether the breath feels a little bit more into the belly or the chest, whether your breath feels quite subtle, whether it's full, whether it's shallow, whether you feel like it's smooth or slightly catches at the end. And I just want you to observe your breath. Then let's take our breath down into the belly. So I want you to breathe into the belly, around the belly button and the pubic bone. And then breathe into the lower back and the kidneys and around the waist and the hips. And I want you to begin to really breathe into what they call the abdominal space. And as you inhale, feel that lovely expansion right down to the pelvic floor, up towards the heart, out to the sides, back and front of body. So if you visualized a balloon, as you inhale, you feel that expansion. And as you exhale, I just want you to feel everything settle, as if you're just settling back into your body. Just do a couple more breaths like that, really finding that lovely full inhalation and that slow, steady, settling exhalation. Let's do 3 more rounds like that, and perhaps you might find that you can make each subsequent breath just a little longer than the one before. Good. And when you're ready, let's exhale it all the way. Option to bring your hands into prayer. And I quite like just setting an intention for the practice. So, what do you need from this practice? And it can be a positive, big idea, or it can be just a small one. Perhaps it's just to stop for 40 minutes. Just dedicate this time to yourself, or you can dedicate it to somebody else. Let's take a lovely deep inhalation and a long, slow exhalation. And then when you're ready, let's open the eyes and just slowly release yourself out of seated. It can feel a bit tight into the knees and hips, so just give the legs a little bit of a shake out. And then from here, I'd like you just to remove your props. Just take them out to the side. And I'm going to invite you just to come onto all fours. So we have our knees about hip width distance apart, straight underneath the hips, and our shoulders are stacked over the wrist, and the fingers are going to spread, and we're going to find length in the spine. And here I'd like you just to turn the right palm up towards the ceiling, fingertips pacing towards the knees. And just hold this for a few moments, relaxing the shoulders, still finding that breath in the belly. We use this lovely abdominal breath just to really help support the nervous system. It actually stimulates the vagus nerve, sending a message to the brain to rest and digest. So even when things are quite challenging, even in a challenging yoga practice or just in general, by abdominal breathing, we really tell the nervous system just to settle. Good. Exhaling all the way. Plant that hand back down. That's it. Pause here for a moment. And let's do the other side. So just taking that left hand down. So today I'm going to give some warnings about knees and hips and lower back, neck and shoulders. If there's anything else going on, then more importantly, just listen to your body. You can always rest at any point of the practice. And the idea is actually that the practice supports you. It leaves you feeling really fab. Good. And then when you're ready, exhale, let's slowly release. Now plant those palms down, fingers gently grip. And as you inhale, our tailbone lifts and our chest comes forward. And this is called cow pose. As you exhale, you're going to gently tuck your tailbone under, round the spine, chin to chest. So we're mobilizing through the spinal column. Inhale, your tailbone lifts and your chest is coming forward. Good. As you exhale, round out through your spine and chin to chest. So inhaling slowly, the heart is coming forward. And then exhale, let's round it all the way out. You have the option to close your eyes and inhale slowly. Let the inhale breath bring you forward. And then let the exhale breath round out the spine, chin to chest. And a few more here, just in your own time. Just feeling this nice movement through your spine. Perhaps next time you round out, lift a little higher, draw the belly in. And next time you inhale and come forward, perhaps the shoulder blades can draw a little closer together. Good. One more round. After you've come all the way forward, let's round it out. Final movement here. then come back to a nice neutral position. As you can see, I've got the dogs. They haven't bothered, but they obviously think mat down is a mat down for them. All right. So from here, fingers gently gripping in just to create some supports for your wrists. We're going to begin to move it to some hip circles clockwise. So if it feels a little tender on the knees, just pad up your knees with a pillow, or you can fold up your mat. And you can start really small to begin with, or you can begin to sit back a little more, shift forward, even moving out towards the edges that might feel a little stickier and a little tighter as we begin to create a little bit of movement through the hips. And then maybe take that movement up the spine, shoulders, and even your head. Good. Beautiful. Let's just do one more in this direction. Bring yourself to center and let's move in the other direction. So start small to begin with. If it feels okay, begin to take this movement a little bigger. So this is a nice mobilization through the hips and the lower back. Feels a little intense, and just make the movement much smaller. Good, one more. And then slowly come all the way back to center. Going to do a little bit of opening through the upper part of the thoracic, sort of around the shoulder blade area. So as you inhale, I'll invite you to stretch your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, we're going to exhale and we're going to sweep this right arm under the body and out towards the left side. It's called thread the needle. So inhale, we float the arm all the way up. And then exhale, we sweep the arm through. If you can't reach the ground, it doesn't matter. It's not important. Inhale, take the arm all the way up. Exhale, let's sweep it through. And this time we're going to pause. As we pause, maybe the forehead comes down, maybe the side of the head. And if you want a little bit more support, really feel like the inner thighs hug in, relax your shoulders. And you can push into this left palm to open the chest just a fraction more up towards the ceiling. Good. Let's take a lovely, deep, long inhale. Slow, steady exhale. Push into this left palm. Inhale, float your right arm all the way up, and exhale, plant your hand down. Great. Let's do the other side. So just find length in the spine again. Inhale, take this left arm all the way up to the sky or ceiling. Exhale, let's sweep it through. Doesn't matter if you don't reach the ground. Inhaling, taking that arm up. And then exhale, let's sweep it through. Good. Last one here. Inhale, taking the arm all the way up. Exhale, let's sweep it through. Now you might bring the head down to the floor. Good. Hug the inner thighs in just to create some stability through the lower back and the hips. Maybe push a little bit more into the right palm to open the chest up towards the ceiling. Good, beautiful, deep, long exhalation here. Push into this right palm. Inhale, float this left arm all the way up, and exhale, plant your hands all the way down. Beautiful. Let's take our knees nice and wide, and we're going to exhale and sit back onto your heels. If this feels a little intense, you can put a cushion between your bum and your heels, so under the thighs and calves. As you exhale and sit all the way back, stretching those arms out in front. So this is known as Balasana Child Pose. If this isn't too much on your knees, you can come up higher, keep your hips stacked over the knees, and just stretch the arms forward. So just feel your way into it. Ideally, this pose feels really nourishing and supportive. Plus, it's a lovely long lengthening of the spine. So feel your hips soften to the heels, fingers creep forward, but the shoulders relax down the back body. Taking a lovely deep long inhale and a super slow long exhalation. Good. On your next inhale, let's bring ourselves up to all fours. Just bring those knees back underneath your hips and tuck your toes under. So a little bit of abdominal engagement. Push into the palms, tuck the toes under, scoop your belly in. So imagine an ice cube on your belly button. And inhale, let's just hover the knees. Gaze are slightly out in front. And I want you to really begin to recruit those deep abdominal muscles. That's it. So draw the navel in, relax the shoulders back. We're going to hold this for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Drop those knees down, untuck your toes, and exhale. Let's slowly sit back towards our heels. Lovely deep breath in and a slow, long exhalation. Inhale, come up to all fours again. Tuck your toes, navel to spine. Inhale, let's hover those knees, recruit those deep abdominals. That's the way. Deep, long exhale, drop the knees, untuck toes, and let's sit back into your child pose. So you can stay with this movement, inhaling, coming up to all fours, tuck toes, hover your knees. Exhale, drop the knees, untuck toes, sit back into child. So you can repeat this one. Otherwise, we're going to move into down dog and do this as a little flow. Inhale, let's come up. Tuck your toes, scoop the belly in, but this time exhale, hips lift up towards the ceiling. Keep the knees really soft so the spine can be long. As you push into the base of the fingers, roll the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale. Inhale, come forward into plank. Drop the knees and hover. Exhale, untuck toes, and let's sit back into your heels. So if that's too much on the wrist, the down dog, just stay inhaling, coming up, tuck toes and hover, pause there, or exhale into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward into plank, bend the knees, hover, drop those knees, untuck toes, exhale. Let's sit all the way back, and we'll do one more set. Inhaling, coming up, tuck toes, hover. When you're ready, exhale, down dog, or stay in the hover. Inhale, bring yourself forward, hover those knees. Exhale, untuck toes, and let's sit all the way back and take the knees a little wider again. Relax the shoulders down. Now you can either stay just palms on your mat, or looking at your hands, bring them to prayer. Drop the head down and exhale. Let's just take the arms or the hands up towards the ceiling. So you're bending at the elbows. Now feel the elbows gently draw down and back towards you, and relax the shoulders. A little bit of a stretch across the armpit, across the shoulders. Maybe even take the hands back behind your head. As you gently push the elbows down, feel like your heart is trying to come forward as the hips sit back. Exhaling all the way, let's slowly release those hands out. Good. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Let's bring our knees together. I'm going to invite you to tuck your toes under. Okay. Slowly walk your hands back. And you can either stay with your bottom hovering over your heels, or you can shift the weight so that you're actually sitting more into your heels. Feels quite intense on your toes. I appreciate that. But a really good movement just to get a bit of movement through the base of the feet and a lovely stretch. So this area doesn't get a huge amount of love. If it feels too much, come forward. Otherwise, as you inhale, let's stretch our arms all the way up and drop the shoulders down. Deep, long exhalation. Let's release and come forward. Shift forward and let's just lift the feet. Let them dangle. Then let's do some ankle rotations. Beautiful. Other direction. And then release. Tops of feet gently pet down into your mat. That's the way. Let's tuck the toes under, scoop the belly in. And when you're ready, exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a lovely, deep, long inhale. Super slow exhale. Here, I invite you to slowly inhale, lift the right leg up, keep the hips nice and even. Exhale, bring your knee to the nose, and then we're going to step it all the way through. So you bring your hand or use your hand to bring it through, drop your back knee down. I want you to draw the belly in. Fingertips can be either side of your front foot, or if you wish, you can use your blocks or your tins just to give you a little bit more height. As we push the hips forward, we're just encouraging a nice opening through the front of this left hip, finding lovely long length in your spine. Beautiful. When you're ready, super slowly shift the hips back for what's called half Hanuman or hamstring curl. And don't need to straighten out this leg. There might be quite a bend in it, which is fine. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, slowly bring yourself forward, making sure this knee stays over your ankle just to protect this knee joint. And then exhale, let's super slowly take it back.
Good. Inhale, bring yourself all the way forward. This is our last set. Exhale, take it back, and let's hold this. Even up those hips, lengthen your spine. Good. If you can, you might begin to fold a little deeper, but it's not important. Really listen to how this feels through the back of your leg. Deep, long exhalation, slowly release. Move the tins or blocks out of the way, plant your hands down, and let's make our way into our downward facing dog again. Exhaling all the way. Slowly inhale this left leg now up to the sky or ceiling, even up those hips. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose and step it all the way through. Good, use your hand if you need to bring it forward. Drop the back knee. If you're needing some props here, take them either side of the front foot. Gently push the hips forward as you lengthen the spine. So now we're finding a lovely opening through the front of that right hip. Good. Full of breath. So really making sure that the breath is the most important part. So the breath feels nice and steady, even in those movements which are feeling a little bit more dynamic or more challenging. When you're ready, exhale, slowly take it back. Bring those tins with you or fingertips. Half Hanuman. Inhale, slowly bring yourself forward. That's the way. Exhale, taking it back. Good. Last set. Inhale, come forward. Nice long spine. Exhale, let's take it back and pause and try and keep those hips nice and even. Lengthen your spine. Perhaps exhale, fold a bit deeper. Too strong, big bend in this extended left leg. Good. Breathe out all the way. And when you're ready, inhale, bring yourself forward. Just move your props off to the side, plant the hands, and let's make our way into our downward facing dog again. We might find a bit more space through the back of the legs. Keep the knees soft still as the hips float up, shoulders roll away from your ears. Good, lovely, deep, long exhale. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands all the way towards our feet. So bend your knees and let's grab hold of our shins. Now, the back's super sensitive here. Bring the elbows onto your knees. Half lift and lengthen your spine here. Exhale, let's fold. Good. Push into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine up, slowly stacking. Let's take our arms up. And let's take our arms up, yeah? Now just look forward. And here I want you to scoop your belly in, lengthen the spine, soft shoulders, throat forward, then maybe take the gaze up, but draw the navel in just to give yourself some support through your lower back. Then exhale, release those arms, soften your knees, and fold all the way forward. Let's hold the shin bones, or you can touch the floor if that's quite comfortable. Half lift and lengthen your spine here. And then exhale, let's fold. Walk the hands forward to your downward facing dog. Now, from your down dog, we're going to ripple forward into our first plank. In our plank, I want you to feel the heart come forward, heels extend back, navel draws in, body is lifting to the back body. Okay, too intense. Please drop your knees. We're just going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's drop the knees, shift forward, scoop your belly in, exhale, lower halfway, and then inhale, let's come up. Good, 2 more like that. Exhale, lower halfway, inhale, let's come up. Exhale, lower halfway, pause, and then lower yourself all the way down. Hands under shoulder. Let's really energize the legs. Push into tops of feet. Knees lift away from the mat. As you push into your pubic bone, draw the belly in, and then inhale, begin to slowly lift the chest. And then exhale. So if the back's super sensitive, don't come up too high. We're just engaging our back muscles. Inhale, slowly bring yourself up. And then exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Last one. Inhale, bring the self up, the body up. Now I want you to push into the feet, scoop the belly, and try not to over grip with your glutes here. And then exhale, lower down. Tuck those toes. Inhale, come up to all fours. Take those knees wide and exhale into child pose. Or if you prefer down dog, take a downward facing dog. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, and find that abdominal breath, breathing into the belly, the lower back, the waist, And just allow the exhalation just to really settle you here. A lovely deep long exhalation. On your inhale, come up to all fours. That's it. Tuck your toes, hover knees, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good, beautiful, deep, long exhale. Let's inhale and slowly lift this right leg up to the sky again. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, lift it a little bit higher between the shoulders, and let's step this right foot through. Okay, pause. Let's stay in this high lunge position. If you need to drop your back knee, please do. I want you to scoop your belly in. Heart comes forward, heel extends back. Super slowly, we're going to straighten through this front leg. So if you need to use your props again, your bean tins or whatever tins you've got, or your blocks, use it. And you don't need to fully straighten this front leg. So inhale, coming forward, making sure knee stays over ankle. And let's exhale and take it back. Good. Inhale, bringing yourself forward. And then exhale, taking it slowly back. Good. Holding this for a moment. Deep, long exhale, and let's slowly bend into this front knee. Just move your props away. Bring this right shoulder on the inside, and let's turn towards the long side of the mat in this forward bend. Now, soften the knees if you need to, or you can use a prop under your hands to give you a little bit more height. As you inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, slowly fold forward. Make sure the toes slightly turn in and the heels squeeze in just to create a bit of support. Navel to spine, and we're feeling a lift through the pelvic floor. So here, pelvic floor, just imagine somebody's got an ice cube on your pelvic floor and you're just gently lifting up and away from that. Relax your shoulders, deep, long exhalation. Good. Inhale, come into a half lift, so just lift and lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, fold. Now soften your knees and let's turn towards the front of the mat. And from here we come into our lunge again. Plant the hands, downward facing dog. Good. Exhale all the way. Inhale, let's take our left leg up. Exhale, step it through, lift a little higher. And as you step it all the way through, drop the back knee if you need, or stay with the back leg lifted. Keep drawing the navel in. You're more than welcome to use your blocks or your tins here. Good. Heart forward, heel back. Nice and strong in this back leg. Super slowly exhale. Begin to extend this front leg. So a long pyramid shape. Use your props if that feels more comfy. Inhale, let's come forward. Exhale, let's take it back. Good. Inhale, slowly bring yourself forward. Exhale, let's take it back and hold this. Breathe out all the way. Now bend into your front knee. Let's bring this left shoulder on the inside. And we're going to walk our hands towards the long side of the mat. That's it. Good. Half lift and lengthen your spine here. And then exhale. Let's slowly fold. Good. Relax the shoulders. Some of you might rinse. So if you do, stretch the arms up, interlace the fingers behind the back body. As you lift the shoulders, relax the jaw, and exhale, allow gravity just to gently take you forward, but still feel pelvic floor lift, heels gently squeeze in. Good, full of breath. So really find that steady inhale and exhale. One more. That's the way, and then breathe out all the way. From here, release the arms, good soft knees, and make your way all the way up towards the top of your mat. Plant those hands down dog or take your child pose. Beautiful, deep, long exhalation. From here, look forward, drop your knees, untuck your toes, and exhale, sit yourself back into kneeling. Too strong, pop something underneath your bottom. From here, I'd like you to close your eyes down and just place your hands on your thighs, palms up, shoulders drop down and back, crown of the head lengthens, and just allow the body to settle here for a few moments. Might be tempting to open your eyes, but I just want you to here just explore your inhale and your exhale breath. Just allow it to be full, steady, and spacious. Lovely deep long exhalation. Slowly open your eyes. Just shift your bottom off to one side and let's stretch our legs out in front. So if you're a little tight through the hamstrings or lower back, grab yourself one or two cushions. So I might suggest everybody grab something and just sit on the edge of your cushion. That's it. Then just lift the fleshy parts of that area, the butt, away from the sit bones. Have a nice bend in your knees here, and as you inhale, float the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, fold forward. I'm going to invite you to wrap the arms underneath your thighs today. As you inhale, half lift and lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, begin to fold the body forward, chin in, back of the neck is long. And I just want you to feel like you're floating over your thighs. If there's room for a little bit more movement, you're more than welcome to extend those legs a little further. But sensitive back people or hamstrings, then don't go too far forward here. Just keep a big bend in those knees. I want you to find a lovely long spine. Steady, smooth breath. And if you're familiar with this forward bend, you're very welcome to release the arms and hold your outer feet, or just keep the arms underneath your thighs. Let's take a couple more lovely deep breaths in and breathe out all the way. Slowly release the arms. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up and pause. Just take the hands behind you, bend the knees so that they're sort of on the edges of your mat or towel. Lift the heart. And as you exhale, just let your knees drop to one side. Inhale to your center, and then exhale over to the other side. And just slowly take those legs just from side to side. Don't worry if you begin to come off your pillow or cushion. That's it. We're finishing up nice and even and come back to center. Now just place yourself back onto your cushion, stretch your legs out in front and find some length in your spine. We're going to bend the right knee up and take the right foot up and over your left leg. As you draw the belly in, find the heart lifting up towards this thigh in front of you. Good, breathing smoothly. Now you can either stay here or you can bring the right fingertips behind and wrap this left arm around your right knee. And as you inhale, grow nice and tall. As you exhale, just turn towards the long side of your mat. So not full twist yet, just pausing here. Think about your sit bones grounded and the spine growing tall. Then, as you exhale, may begin to take the twist a little deeper. We're not forcing, but we're breathing into it. Nice massage through the abdominal area here. This is a nice one just to get the digestive system going. Can you grow a little taller? Can you breathe and maybe turn just a fraction more? Exhale, slowly look forward and release. Undo those legs, hands behind, feet nice and wide again. Lift the heart. Exhale, just take the knees from side to side for a moment. And come back to your center. Good. Sit yourself back onto your cushion if you've traveled and extend the legs out. This time we're going to bend this left leg up, take it up and over the right leg. Grow tall, relax the shoulders. Okay, keep feeling this lovely length in the spine and then bring the left fingertips behind you. We're going to wrap the right arm around this time. So inhale, grow nice and tall, and exhale, slowly turn just to the side, the long side of your mat. I forgot to preempt this with you're pregnant, you don't do this, but I am hoping, well, actually not hoping, if any of you want to be pregnant, that's fantastic, but I'm assuming most of you are long past that. I know I am. Good. Inhale, grow a little taller, and maybe exhale, turn a little bit deeper. Good breathing, but it might be more likely that you might have kids, oh my God, who are reaching that stage. Find a little bit more length, and maybe as you exhale, begin to turn a little deeper if there's space for that movement. We're not forcing, we're not pushing, we're just breathing into it. One more, exhaling all the way and super slowly look forward and release. Stretch those legs out in front one last time. Feet nice and wide, hands behind. Lift the heart. Exhale, drop the knees to one side. Maybe look over the opposite shoulder. Very rock star, Saint-Tropez style. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the other side and maybe look over the opposite shoulder. Good, and inhale, come all the way back to center. Let's extend our legs out in front. Just move your cushion out of the way. Bend the knees here. Inhale, float the arms up. Scoop your belly in. Exhale, lower halfway. Pause. Really use your belly to support you here. I know gravity wants to take over. Exhale, lower a little further down. Last part, lower yourself all the way down and bring the knees with you. And a nice gentle rock from side to side. Good. As you rock from side to side, nice massage across the lower back. And make your way to center. Now place your feet flat to the floor. And fingertips can just touch the backs of the knees. Thighs are parallel and gently push into the big toes. And slowly inhale and begin to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Good. Arms down by the side to begin with. Maybe inhale, take the arms up. Feel the thighs lengthening away from the hips. If you wish to go a little deeper, you can take the arms down and lift the hips a little bit higher, maybe even interlacing the fingers behind the back body as you tuck the shoulders in. Now push a little bit more into the big toe and the outer edge of the arms. If you lift the heart towards your face and the thighs lengthen away from your hips. Breathe. I want you to find a lovely long length in the back of the body and the front. Let the breath really focus into the belly area. Good. One more. Exhale all the way. Release those arms slowly lower all the way down. Now pause. Push the lower back into the mat. Hug your knees in. A gentle rock from side to side, or you might prefer to do some circles with your knees one direction and then in the other direction. Finally, before Shavasana, let's come into a nice twist. So stretch the arms out to the side. Drop the feet down. Shift the bottom to your left side. Bring the thighs back towards your chest. And as you exhale, let the legs drop over to the right side. If this is too strong, move your legs away from you. Otherwise, bring them up a little higher. Even this right hand can rest on the top leg. And I want you to use this left shoulder to anchor you. So feel this left shoulder drop down and close your eyes. Just allow yourself now just to focus on a steady inhale and exhale. Feeling the hips lengthening away from the armpits. Good. Let's exhale all the way, navel to spine. Inhale, slowly bring yourself all the way up. Lift your bottom over towards the right side of the mat. Lift the thighs towards you. And then when you're ready, exhale, let your knees drop over to this left side. And right shoulder drops down like it's anchoring you. Good. Too strong, don't take the legs so high. Try and just close the eyes here and just enjoy this moment of finding length through the sides of the body. Just focus on your breath. Steady inhale, exhale cycle. Beautiful. Gently draw your navel in. Inhale, bring the knees back. Plant your feet down. That's it. Good. On the floor. Shift the hips back to center. Let's just one more spinal roll. So inhale, slowly rolling all the way up into a bridge. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. Hug your knees in. You can take the knees in wider. You can even hold onto your feet on the inside of the legs. Some of you might even take happy baby. You can hold backs of the legs, ankles, or your feet. And as you push the feet up, draw the knees down. But I want you to think more about the spine growing long. Tailbone towards the end of the mat, crown to the top. And then when you feel ready, we're going to exhale it all the way out. And I'd like you to take your resting pose now, Shavasana. So stretch yourself out on your mat or your towel. Just take the arms 6 or 7 inches away from the side body, legs a little wider. And if you need, put some extra clothing on, cover yourself in a blanket. Sometimes it feels quite nice to put a cushion or a pillow underneath your knees, just to give a little support for the back, or maybe even something under your head. Kind of just allow yourself now to be really comfortable, super relaxed. Take a few moments just to observe the inhale and allow this exhalation just to release any tension stored in the body, physical, emotional, mental, whatever's there, whatever you don't need to take with you. Just allow this exhale breath to clear it out. One more. And then when you're ready, just allow yourself these moments now to be still, calm and quiet in your body, in your breath, and in your mind. Just taking a deeper than normal breath in, breathe out all the way. Very gently move your fingers and your toes and just stretch yourself out in a way that feels really good for you. And then when you're ready, just keeping your eyes closed, bring the knees to the chest and just roll over onto one side. Just lie for a few moments. There's no hurry, and when you're ready, just slowly bring yourself into a comfortable seated position, just keeping the eyes closed or just looking downward softly. Just settle yourself here, and if you feel comfortable, you can bring your hands to prayer, thumbs just connect to the heart center, and we just pause here for a moment. We just tap into the intention that we said at the beginning of the practice, and we also acknowledge the time we've made and those we have potentially shared this practice with, depending on who's watching it. If you're watching at the same time, or knowing that it has been shared. So thank you so much. It's been awesome doing this, and I hope you enjoy it. And to close our practice, just as acknowledgement for the time you've made, others have, and this yoga tradition, we just bow our forehead to our fingertips as we say namaste. Namaste. Thank you.